And what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? So, another amazing fight with the spider going against things that it really should not be able to beat. But of course, she is finding a way every time, sacrificing limbs, sacrificing any and everything. And I think this was one of the more telling moments of her character development when it comes down to understanding herself and understanding just why she is even fighting the way that she is without kind of, having any real um, understanding of why she's doing it and why she struggles so hard. But because of this dragon who clearly has lived, a long time, has been dealing with every type of beast inside of this place, uh, it all of a sudden runs into her and can pretty much just give up, which is the real like shock to her, right? Like this giant monster that she actually looked up to in the sense of just like its power and its way of handling certain situations that she witnessed, she really did actually want to, give it a lot of compliments, and she was kind of happy it was something that strong that was her enemy, right? Like her nemesis or whatever you want to call it. But to be fair, it turned into something of a bittersweet moment when all of its HP and all of its HP and all of its uh, MP and SP went down. It pretty much just gave up, right? It's just like, ooh, I ain't got nothing else to do, so I'll just, you know, pretty much sacrifice itself because what we see is the skills of the monsters disappearing slowly but surely. And the weird part about that is why why not, do as much as she did to survive is what like got to her. And you saw what she's willing to do. She's willing to um, sacrifice her limbs. She's willing to. Uh, she was impaled by a spike, so she had to literally figure out a way to get off that spike. Just a whole bunch of crazy stuff was taking place and hitting her really hard to try to take her out. But did she ever persevere and just kind of was like, you know what? It's not worth it, and I'm just gonna die? No. And that's the thing that really actually got under her skin the most, which kind of shocked me. Like her just openly like yelling at a beast who clearly like knows it lost, and instead of fighting with a reckless abandon and last hope and stuff like that, it just wanted to die. And I think that only does speak to what the demon was talking about towards the end, is that these dragons are actually warriors, right? Like these dragons don't believe in how much stuff that she went through to win, right? Like they don't believe they should go through that much. It should just be an honorable fight and an honorable death. When she fights so desperately and wants to live so bad, it's not as honorable if you're, banking on healing all of these limbs and stuff, mostly through the evolving progress, right? Like as soon as she levels up, she like sheds her old skin and gets all of her stuff back. I'm pretty sure that don't happen with humans, right? Like, oh, like God, I finally leveled up. Now my arm's gonna grow back. I don't, I don't think that's a thing for us. But for her, it seems to be one thing she heavily relies on, which isn't bad, but at the same time, it just kind of speaks to uh, the situation at hand I mean, I'm pretty sure if that dragon could still level up, and it probably could have, or we should have saw it if it could level up after defeating that snake. But we don't know what really is a true, monster in the dungeon that is supposed to be capable of keeping up with someone like this Earth Dragon. But this show is only at 12 out of 24, so I am so happy there's at least one show that I've been watching that has more than 12 episodes of a season, because that seemingly was the main gimmick of every show this whole time besides Jujutsu, and I appreciate that show for having more than just 12 episodes as well. So hopefully things are gonna get really crazy here. She looks like she finally found her way out of the dungeon, so if that is the case, we're probably going to actually get to see her interact with some people that aren't just, these crazy monsters inside, or she's just finding another place of the dungeon that she's going to pretty much have to deal with. Either way, I'm looking forward to seeing what's out there, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys are feeling about this show at the end of the day. So, with this being said, take care and peace.